Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I know it's the later edition, but we here. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history, man. I see Susan, Christopher Raiders, all my people, Demokes, Jose, Webster, man. Salute to all you guys. Graphk, my brother, Carl, Lionel. Everybody do me a favor real quick, man. Wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed yet. Let me know also in the chat, where are you guys watching from? Are you at work? Are you at home? Are you with the wife? Are you at the side chick's house? Are you at the side chick's house? Are you at the side chick's house? Let me know in the comments section where you were watching from. A lot to talk about, you guys. I don't know if you guys seen it. If you haven't, you got to go watch AP's presser today. Also got a double back. Go watch the Rooks. They were on full display. I love it, man. One kid, took the podium, and I'm going to be real with you. I like that one a lot better than the others. We're going to talk about that here shortly, man. Salute to the Mob Father in the building, Hug D's. My guy, man. Salute to Jamal, Wade, Robert Hicks, all my people in here, man. Let's get to it. Let's start with the AP. The AP presser. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought, for those who got a chance to watch it. A few things were interesting that he said. Mumford, right tackle, that position is his for the taking. Okay. He said in his third year, it is his position to lose. So it looks as though at this point, Mumford, Thayer Mumford, our 7th round offensive lineman out of Ohio State, will have the right tackle position until proven otherwise. I told you guys, Andres Pete will come in and compete on the left side of the line. I know a lot of people were assuming that he'd come in and play right tackle. No. He struggled there last year, struggled at left tackle. He will be competing for the left guard spot. Also, Aiden O'Connell, AP loved how serious he took this offseason, got his body right. He's been out there setting the tone for his other teammates, becoming more of a vocal leader in the locker room. And he's just done everything possible, work ethic wise, and just everything to get it going in year 2, man. I love it. It looks as though this is Aiden O'Connell's job to lose as well, even though he spoke highly of Gardner Minshew, saying, he fits the Raider mold. He's such a Raider personality wise and all that good stuff. It is Aiden O'Connell's job to lose. And he said that he deserves the opportunity, to play quarterback 1 this year, coming off of the performance that he had last year, those last 4 games. So I loved it, man. AP has some cool things to talk about. He talked about also the Terrion Arnold. He was asked about the coin toss thing. And what did he say, you guys? He said one thing that was just point blank, period. I only talk about Raiders. So I love it. That was a great response to that question. I think we're all kind of done with the whole coin toss thing. I don't know if Terrion Arnold, was gassing us, or maybe he spoke to a positional coach, maybe he spoke to someone else. I don't know why Terrion Arnold would lie about that, but I also don't think that Antonio Pierce would lie about it as well. So I'm assuming that maybe a positional coach gave him a call and said, hey, we were going to take you as a coin toss, but we went Brock Bowers. He also said he was shocked that Brock was there at 13 and it was an easy call. They didn't expect that kind of talent to fall down the board the way he did. It sounds as though also, you guys, that him and Tom Telesco and Champ Kelly are on the same page. You love to see it. They're starting to, develop that relationship. And it looks as though they were all on the same, on the same wavelength in terms of the draft process and the way it went. So salute to AP, our head coach, pretty quick, standard presser. And then we got into the second presser of the day. The Rooks were out there today in full force. I don't know if you guys seen some of the tape out there, man. Some of the beat writers were uploading some tape out there, man. Love to see Brock Bowers on full display. It looks as though he is already, moving the needle out there with the Rooks early on. He just signed his deal as well. JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, was out there moving and pushing motherfuckers around. You love to see it, man. Love to see the tape that he had. It looks as though he is out there at left guard at this point, you guys. So I'm not going to look too deep into this, but it is just the rookies out there, right? Mumford's not out there at this point. He's been our left guard these past few seasons. But I'm assuming that maybe, just maybe, they want to move Jackson Powers Johnson to left guard and move Dylan Parham to his original position where he played at Memphis, right guard. So keep an eye on that, you guys. It looks as though he may be on that left side with Colton Miller. Still a little early to say because there's only rookies out there. We don't know what the O-line is going to look at when you get all the veterans out there. But up to this point, it looks like, JPJ was getting some reps at left guard. So let me know what you guys think about that. I love it. I loved his presser. I loved him talking about, him being a Raider growing up. They talked about the bed sheets, the Raider, bed sheets and all that good stuff. His first game ever was at Oakland Coliseum. I believe he said he was about 4 or 5 years old. It was a game against the 49ers. He grew up a Raiders fan, you guys. He also talked about his parents, on Twitter and Instagram, already feeling the love from Raider Nation. You guys know we have the best fan base in the world. They seem like two very, very good people, very good human beings. They both followed me on Twitter. I gave them a follow back, and we've kind of went back and forth on a few things. Salute to them. But I love his story, you guys, saying that he was bullied, as a kid, and he started football, started playing football because of it. He wanted to kind of take his rage out on others. And, he said he was bullied as a kid. So, when he got into football, it was his chance to kind of get that aggression, out. And now look at it. You see it on full display. This guy is a bully. If you watched him at Oregon, look at his tape from guard to center. It didn't matter where he played on that O-line. The guy is just a bully. The way he just pushes people around. I don't know if you guys see, he pushed one of our coaches today. I don't know who the hell it was, but he pushed him the hell out of the whole picture. He literally just flung that motherfucker across the field. So, I love his story and what he brings to this O. I think that he's going to be a leader down the line. He's already said that he went out with Max Crosby, had lunch with him, and they're already building that rapport there. So you love to see it. I really enjoyed JPJ's presser, man. Really, really, really good kid, down-to-earth kid. He seems like he's going to be a personality that fits right in with what we're doing on and off the field. Fan base, the organization, just everything. He fits the billing as a Raider. Brock Bowers went pretty much as much as I thought it would. Short answers. He does not like to talk to the media, you guys. And salute to the my father, my brother in the building. I appreciate you, man. He doesn't like to talk. It's just short, sweet answers. How do you guard? How does defenses, how do they attack 12 personnel? Oh, looking forward to playing with Michael Mayer, short answer. How do you feel about the Raiders organization? And, it's a great culture they built. Short answer. I love it, man. I love it. Some people are complaining about him not talking a lot. I love it. Fuck the talk. Go out there and play football. And it looks as though he's already out there showing that burst that we seen at Georgia. So, the last 2 seasons, you've seen it out there, you guys. He won, best tight end in the country 2 years in a row for a reason. And it looks as though he's already out there killing it. So I know it's early, but it looks as though he's already out there moving the needle, as our 13th pick in the first round. So short presser with him, like I said before, short answers, not really a lot to go off of. But once again, you guys, I don't really care about these kids, going up and telling their stories. Brock Bowers is a straight football guy, you guys. point blank period at the end. He got the struggle hairpiece though. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You know, I was low key like, yo, like Brock, like, you know, he looked like a low key like a buff Hunter Renfro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but his shit was shot. You know what I mean? Like, it was shot. Like, he even attempted to move it to the side low key. And I was like, wow, like, you know, Brock, like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he look, don't get me wrong, he's a stud, man. Built, you know, he's built for the game. But the way he kind of swooped that shit, I was like, wow, like, you know, it's nasty work out here in these streets, man. Salute to Brock Bowers, man. Salute to Brock. You know what I mean? He was out there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Salute to Brock. Also, I don't know if you guys got an opportunity to see it. DJ got an opportunity to speak as well. Our third round pick out of Maryland kind of talked about, you know, our rich history and about, you know, he had the opportunity to watch some of, you know, the legends play the game in the past. So I'm assuming, because he's very young, I'm assuming that, you know, maybe his parents played some film for him in the past, or he just kind of went back and kind of did his homework on the history of our organization. But he kind of touched on, you know, watching some of the greats. You'd love to see it, man. And you know, that his presser was pretty quick too. There wasn't really anything to go off of, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's still really early right now. But JPJ, I definitely enjoyed his presser the most. You know, his story, you know, from, like I said, being bullied as a kid and picking up football, you know what I mean, as a way to get the aggression out. I love to see it, man. He just fits the billing of a Raider. And once again, he went out there and said, you know, the autumn wind is a Pirate and all that good stuff. He's just saying everything right, man. That is a future all-pro offensive lineman, you guys. I'm telling you now. But I was a little shocked that they had him, you know, as a left guard out there today. But they're going to move him around a little bit. You know, he'll probably get some center reps, some right guard reps. It's still too early to tell. But with us bringing in Andres Pete, I know he's going to compete for that left guard spot as well. So it's going to be interesting to see once all these guys get in the building and training camp gets rolling. But also, someone asked, I don't know who it was, I don't know why they asked this, but they asked AP if Colton Miller was going to be moving to the right side. No. Simple answer. He is a left tackle. He's going to be our left tackle. He's not moving from left tackle. So I don't know who asked that question. And to be honest with you, I was kind of dumbfounded by someone answering that, you know, asking that question anyway. I don't know why Colton Miller at this point, this late in the game, why he would move to the right side. So it made no sense to me, man. Salute to Hug once again, man. Salute to all the new members in the building because of the Mod Father, my brother, man. If you guys missed out on becoming a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. One of the best ways to support what we do over here, man. AP made it sound like it's Aiden's job to lose. He definitely did, Joe. In my opinion, if Aiden takes that next step, he can reach prime Joe Flacco levels at worst and Eli Manning levels at best. AOC got my vote of confidence, man. Hey, salute to you, Joe. And you're definitely right. You know, AP definitely hyped the kid up. You know, like I said before, I just said at the beginning of the show, the kid got his body right, took this offseason very serious, from his diet, you know, to his workouts, to being in the building, to becoming more of a vocal leader. It looks as though Aiden O'Connell is really not playing about this quarterback one spot. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins, but it's clear, you guys, that it's Aiden's job to lose, but it will be a battle. And once again, Tom Telesco echoed that sentiment also, I believe yesterday, by saying he cannot wait to see this competition once training camp starts. But it looks as though it will be Aiden's job until it's not Aiden's job. Salute to Joe, man. Appreciate you, brother. But I agree with you. He definitely got my vote of confidence also, man. I love it, Delano. That was what had me sold. You know what I mean? I was right when he said that, I'm sitting there like, I can't believe this is our head coach, man. Like, we really have a guy that is bought into the tradition and just to the mystique of this team, man. To hear your head coach say, I only talk Raider football, it's just beautiful, man. I love it. Yeah, man, down. I seen that. Big ups to him. He was kind of traveling around and visiting some teams. I believe he visited the Tennessee Titans. He visited the Dallas Cowboys. Thank God he left the Kansas City Chiefs. It looks as though they're looking for some more wide receiver help, with Rice potentially missing a shit ton of games because of all the crazy stuff that he's dealing with off field. But yeah, man, salute to Zay Jones signing out there with the Cardinals. Him and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray, man. Salute to Zay Jones. Once a Raider, always a Raider, man. Let me see. I agree with you, Susan. I do believe that Aiden's going to be the guy. I do. Salute to my brother Jason, man. Just want to say thanks to Docs and the My Fathers. Appreciate the prayers, my guys. Y'all are the MVPs. Come on, my brother. You already know, man. That's what family does, brother. Salute to my guy, Jason, man. My boy Hunt in the building. Graphk, I think it's great that we are talking about the O-line and actually put work into making it a priority. Refreshing. Yeah, man. I'm going to be real, man. I really think that it's kind of went under the radar in a sense of how much we kind of rebuilt this O-line. That like just quick, fast, and in a hurry, you guys. Like, in free agency, you go get 2 veterans that are former Pro Bowl guys, and Cody Whitehair. I believe his last Pro Bowl was in like 2018. You know what I mean? But still, once he was a Pro Bowler, and the familiarity with Luke Getsy, you bring in a guy like Andres Pete, who's made it to 3 Pro Bowls. You know what I mean? And last year he did struggle. They had him at tackle because all the injuries that they had on that O-line out there in New Orleans. But to bring in 2 veterans like that, guys that can be spot starters if need be, if necessary. And then you go get a guy like DJ Glaze, who is more of a developmental, kind of guy. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. The more I watch his tape, the more I'm starting to go back and look at some of his stuff. Not only highlights, but tape. I actually like what I'm seeing out of DJ Glaze, man. So, and then you already know JPJ. That's the highlight of this offensive line. And then once again, you guys we can add Brock Bowers into the mix because he's a tight end, and he's going to help that O-line a lot. Definitely a great blocker. And he's definitely going to help that O-line make some noise this upcoming season. I'm expecting a top 10 O-line this year. I am, even with the new moves, and then potentially moving some of these guys around, maybe potentially putting Parham back at, on the right side, and having Mumford as your right tackle. I'm looking forward to seeing what this O-line looks like. But I am counting on a top 10 O-line this year. I am, man. I am. I'm hoping that these guys can get it done. I think Colton coming back and being healthy, coming off that shoulder injury, is a major sign of things to come for this O-line, because Colton is he is the heart and soul of that O-line. And then you bring Andre James back. I think with this change of scheme with James Craig, calling the shots on the O-line is only going to make his game better. And then once again, potentially moving Parham to right guard, where, he was really, really strong at Memphis. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what this O-line is going to look like this year. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. And we're not going to talk too much about it. Just put them prayer hands in the building for our brother Jason Hunter, man. If you guys can, man. Appreciate it. Redbone, facts. Don't sleep on my boy Thayer. I see him taking that next step. Factory outlet, you guys. And we've talked about this a million times before, Redbone. This is a guy, right, that if he would have came out the year previously or prior, he wouldn't have been a 7th round guy. You probably would have been more of a mid-round, 3rd, 4th round guy coming out of Ohio State. Got proven leader. I believe he was an All-American at Ohio State. This is a guy that showed last year that he can come in and even play left tackle, with Colton going down with that shoulder injury. He looked pretty strong on the left side as well. So I'm hoping he can take that next step this year at right tackle. I'm really, really watching Thayer very, very close this upcoming season. Salute to Justin, man. I've been a Raiders fan for 34 years. Never been this optimistic. Booger, nose ring. No, nose ring, y'all. Nose ring. Don't let Justin play y'all like that. Salute to Brian, my guy. I listened to the presser again, and right tackle question was about Pete being in the running for right tackle. Yeah, it doesn't look as though he's going to be the guy that's going to be out there attacking. Maybe I think you may have heard that. I don't know. What I heard was, that's Mumford's spot. You know what I mean? And I could have swore there was a lot of talk about Andres Pete competing on the left side. Maybe I got to go back and check it out, brother. But I could have swore I thought they were talking about him playing on the left side. There wasn't a lot of talk about Andres Pete, but it looks as though that's Mumford's job. And to be real, I do not want Andres Pete competing at all for right tackle. Like, no, keep him on the left side, where he was a guy that made 3 back-to-back Pro Bowls as a guy playing left guard. I don't want to see him at the tackle position. He struggled mightily. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. You guys wiped them feet. Yeah, man, I had to go get fresh on him, man. You already know. He said, if Glaze doesn't work out, I can already hear us. Glaze ain't out there getting glazed. Glaze out there getting glazed. You stupid, man. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about him talking about playing right tackle. And I also went on Twitter and seen a lot of people talking about, oh shit, he's going to be in the running for left guard. He's going to be in the running for left guard. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of talk about him staying on the left side or returning to the guard position where his original position. Yeah, it did sound like Mumford is the guy at right tackle, but we shall see. Yeah, true Raider. But see, AP said we would keep Pete on the left side, and there you have it. There you have it. Yeah, there you go. The Ghost Regime Network. Salute to my guy. I haven't seen you here in a minute, brother. But yes, he did say he was on the left side. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to call anybody a liar or say that they were wrong. But from what I heard was he was going to remain on the left side. Salute to Timmy B, my guy. AP said Pete will stay on the left side. So there you have it. There you have it. So in a nutshell, you guys, we can kind of talk about, summarize AP's presser. Colton will remain on the left side. Pete will remain on the left side. Mumford is at right tackle right now. It is his job to lose. It looks as though Aiden O'Connell will get first team reps. It is his job to lose or win. But they do like what they have in Gardner Minshew. Also, you know, a lot of questions about 12 personnel, you know what I mean? How to defend it, you know, how it's going to look out there with Bowers and Michael Mayer, two tight end sets, you know, with two receivers on the outside and, you know, one running back, blase. A lot of talk about 12 personnel. If you guys haven't got an opportunity, go back and check it out because they even brought it up to Brock Bowers, you know what I mean? And he was talking about how they ran it at Georgia and all that other good stuff. And then he was also talking about looking a little bit. He only got an opportunity to look at some of Getsy's offense, how it was ran out there with Cole Kmet in Chicago. But it looks as though he's going to start diving into the playbook here soon and kind of getting a better idea of what Getsy's offense is going to ask of him. You know what I mean? But I'm assuming you guys, you know, Getsy's going to be smart enough to know you got to utilize this guy all over the place. You know, move him all over the chessboard, H-back, slot, you know, tight end, outside, whatever you need to do to get this guy to football. What did Brock Bowers say, you guys? Yak. I'm known for yak. Yards after the catch. Pretty much summarizing, Brock Bowers is saying, get the football in my hands, and I will find a way to get you 10, 15, 20 yards, maybe even potentially take it to the crib. That's what I heard from Brock Bowers in so many words. It was, put the football in my hands. I am known for yak. Give me the football, and I'm going to go out there and get the yards after the catch. Let me see. Well, people got to understand is Bowers can be put anywhere. Don't think of us as black and white is too tight. There you go. Salute to my guy K, man. Facts. D-Train, no, the schedule has not come out yet. I believe it's coming out next week. I believe it's next Wednesday or Thursday. They kind of started leaking some information on it. I believe it's going to happen next week. I think Thursday. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. Let me see. AP, yeah, he definitely did. And I love it. As he should, man. As he should. I mean, why talk about a guy that's not a Raider? I think he's so sick of, you know, some of this stupid shit going viral, you know, the coin toss and all that other good stuff. The one thing is I don't want to question Terrion Arnold, man. He seems like a good kid. And I'm at the point where I think I'm just kind of like maybe a positional coach, you know, gave him a call and said, hey, it was close. It was close. Coin toss, you know, so to speak, and we went with Brock Bowers. You know what I mean? So, but he seemed pretty tired of that question, and I love it. I understand it. Simple answer. Only talk Raider shit. Let me see. Facts. Salute to my guy AP DDT in the building, man. Salute to Junior, man. If I could give you 1,000 likes, I could, since I can't help with donations. It's all good, brother. Bro, currently saving money for a knee surgery. Actually, for the 3 months I have to be off work, bro. Good work always. Enjoy. Salute to my guy, Junior, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the kind words. It means a lot. And hopefully, man, everything works itself out with your surgery, man. Salute. Let me see. Yeah, you guys, this live is not going to be too long. Just want to do a short live, kind of give my my take on, you know, the whole presser talk. Let me see. Hey, Seuss, look, I think at this point they're waiting to see what they have. You know, we got a 2-year deal with Gardner Minshew, you know, and Aiden is still under contract, I believe, for another 3 years. So, and I don't think that they want to do that, to be real, I think missing out on Jaden Daniels, missing out on Michael Penix Jr., I think that they want to see what they have in the building. And I've said this for a minute now, Jesus. I think that they're going to pinpoint one of these veterans at some point this season. If everything fails, God forbid, with the two guys that we have in the building right now, right? With with Aiden, and with Gardner Minshew. You can even throw Anthony Brown in there. Salute to JPJ. He also mentioned that, he was out there playing with Anthony Brown in Oregon as well. Totally forgot that they were teammates at one point. But I think they want to see what they have with these two guys. You know what I mean? And at the end, and if it doesn't work out, I think personally they're going to look at one of these veteran guys that may be moving on from their respected organizations. And I've said it multiple times. What if Michael Penix Jr. goes out there and wins the job in Atlanta, right? Then Kirk Cousins is getting paid a shit ton of money to sit on the bench. He may say, get me out of here. Dak Prescott, last year on his deal, they may want to see what they have in Trey Lance. Who's to say? I don't know. I don't know if Dallas is going to pay Dak to keep him around. It's probably going to be a contract $50 million plus, right? And does Dak deserve that? Shit. You know what I mean? But I just have a weird nagging suspicion, Jesus, that we're not going to go all in, for a quarterback in the draft in 2025. I think we're going to continue to build this thing the same way we're doing it now, inside it out. Keep building the defensive line, keep building that O-line, build your defense up. You know what I mean? And we're going to look elsewhere for the quarterback position. That's what I truly think. I could be wrong, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're probably going to take a quarterback in both those drafts because you want to pick somebody up to develop them regardless. But I just have this weird feeling, man, that AP is going to want to go with the veteran. He's going to want to go with a veteran. You know what I mean? If the Aiden O'Connell experience and, the Gardner Minshew experiment does not work. Let me see. And I know a lot of guys, a lot of people are saying no to Kirk Cousins. I understand that contract is absolutely insane. I understand the no to Dak Prescott. I wouldn't want him in the building either, especially with the money that he's going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying I have this weird feeling that they're going to say, we have all the pieces, the Devontaes of the world, the Max Crosbys of the world, right? We have all these great Christian Wilkins on the defensive line at DT. We have all these weapons. We just need that veteran presence to come in and help us at the quarterback position if all else fails with the two guys we have now. You know what I mean? And Antonio, he won a championship but with Eli Manning. You know what I mean? And he's coached at the collegiate level. He knows the young quarterbacks and understands that it's a developmental thing. It takes time to develop these guys. You know what I mean? I don't know if Antonio Pierce, if this blows up, this year with Aiden and Gardner Minshew, he may say, you know what, man, I don't know how much time I have left to be the head coach. I got to go get a veteran. Tom Telesco may say the same thing. I don't know how much time I have here. You know what I mean? I don't know how many mistakes or errors I can make if this doesn't work. I think they would try to pinpoint a veteran. Let me see. Salute the cheese man, my guy. Gonna laugh my ass off if the coin toss becomes a 30 for 30. Happy Friday to you, Graphk, and the rest of the nation. Salute to my guy, cheese man. Leave it up to our fan base, cheese, to make something out of nothing, right? We always do. Every year, every week, every day. We always make something out of nothing, man. I know a lot of people are going to talk about Sanders to Vegas and all that good stuff, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, that is it. I'm not going to go into detail about that situation right now because we still have quarterbacks that we're waiting to see if they work out or not. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. That's a nervous. That makes me nervous. To me, that's a boom or bust type move. You know what I mean? And I have a feeling that if you bring in a kid like him, especially without his dad present, I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know if our guys are going to be able to control him and keep him, grounded. So to speak, and keep his mind on football. The kid's trying to rap now, and he's so wrapped up in cars and all this other shit outside of football. I don't know if Sanders fits what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? That's why I'm assuming that we would go out and try to find a veteran. Salute to Brandon, my guy. I need some prayers. I have a few medical procedures next week. Salute to my guy, Brandon, man, my brother, man. Everybody, if you guys can, put some prayer hands in the comment section for our brother, Brandon Curtis, man. Salute to my guy, man. Appreciate you, brother, man. And yes, prayers, brother. Prayers all the way, King. Me neither. I'm not rich. I'm worried about the now. I'm excited about what's about to happen this upcoming season with all the weapons that we have on both sides of the football. You know what I mean? This is an exciting time, you guys, to be a Raider fan. It truly is. You look at all the holes that we had, you know, in this offense going into the offseason, you know, the offensive line with all the question marks. Are we going to bring back Andre James? You know, what are we going to do? You know, Jermaine Illuminor is leaving in free agency. What are we going to do at right tackle? And, you know, Greg Van Roten gone in free agency. I mean, he's still out there, but, you know, we moved on from him. There was a lot of question marks. You know, what are we going to do with the wide receiver position? We went out and brought in the likes of a Michael Gallup, you know, who's played at a very high level at the NFL level, you know, at times, you know what I mean? And brought in a guy like Jalen Guyton also to add some depth to that wide receiver room. And then look what we did at the running back room. We totally just remade that. We brought back, you know, we got Zeus still, brought back Amir Abdullah as your third down back, but you go get a Dylan Lobby that can be a monster for us on the offensive side of the football in the 6th round. Then we still got a Britton Brown coming back, you know, this upcoming season. He was on the IR last year, our former 7th round pick out of UCLA, Sincere McCormick. He changes his number to 28. He gets the old Josh Jacobs number. You know what I mean? We have and then we add Madison into the mix as well. You know what I mean? Another guy who's been proven, you know, to be able to play at the NFL level. A guy that's been the running back 1 in Minnesota and also looked better as the running back 2 behind Dalvin Cook in Minnesota. So I'm excited about this. Oh, and then you bring in a guy like Brock Bowers, man. You know what I mean? For those 2 tight end sets with him and Michael Mayer. And this just becomes a spooky offense, man, to go along with the additions on the defensive side of the football. It's just, this is a great time to be excited to be a Raider fan, man. Let me see. Salute to Hug, my guy. We got a guy who was told he couldn't by every team he's ever played for. 8-string to starter, 4th rounder to starter. Ayo only knows how to grind. Let's effing go. This is factory outlet, my brother Hug. Salute to the Modfather, man. And salute to Rex, my dog. I don't want the drama that might come with Sanders. Yeah, man. And once again, you guys, we have to look at it from a standpoint of up to this point, he's pretty much had his dad coaching him at in every aspect of football. You know what I mean? So what does that look like without Dion, you know, at the helm as the head coach? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to talk too much about Sanders. I don't want to, you know, blast the kid. I've seen some things, you know, that I already don't like, you know, in terms of social media and the kid talks like he's just like the next Michael Vick or like the next Patrick Mahomes or some shit. And it's like, bro, you really haven't proven anything yet. You've been on nothing but losing teams. You know what I mean? There's years that have gone on in Jackson State and Colorado where you've had minus rushing yards. That means you're taking a lot of sacks. And I know that O-line was really bad out there in Colorado last year, but at the end of the day, man, you got to look, if you're a top-notch talent and you carry yourself that way, you know what I mean? And you're putting that into the universe that you're that guy, you can't be putting up those kind of stats. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Salute to my Unc Violator in the building, man. Salute Graphk and the OLV fam. Raiders! Salute to my guy Violator, man. Appreciate you. Now, I seen I think DJ Glaze actually threw a nice compliment towards Unc today in his presser as well. Man, he said something along the lines of, you know, the fan base, and he was like the guy out there with shoulder pads and the spikes. I know who he was talking about. He was talking about the GOAT, my Uncle Violator, man. So salute the Violator, my guy. He'll learn, Unc. He'll learn. He'll know. You know, you know, breath still smell like Similac, Unc. You know what I mean? You know, he's still wet behind it. You know what I mean? He'll learn. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. He said the Glazinator. Archie Manning after getting the veteran quarterback. We shall see, man. We shall see. Media saying it's a bad pick at 13 because teams don't want to see that 2 tight end set. Yeah, man. I mean, look, we've seen how many people said how tough it is to defend that. I mean, former Raider, our brother, Stuart Schweiger, came on the other day to the show and said it is very, very difficult to defend 12 personnel. You know what I'm saying? In those 2 tight end sets. I mean, AP talked about it as a former linebacker, undrafted linebacker playing for that great Giants defense, how tough it is to defend, that type of offense. So you're right, Mo Money. But not only that, they say it's a bad pick because we're the Raiders, right? And it didn't fit a need. But at the end of the day, if anybody else would have took Brock Bowers at 13, they'd be praised for it. They would be absolutely praised for it by every media outlet out there. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I am happy that we left the first round with the top 3 talent in the draft, period. We have top 3 talent, the Marvin Harrison Jr.'s of the world, the Caleb Williams, the Brock Bowers. He is a top 3 talent in this draft. This is a far cry, you guys, from the Leatherwoods of the world, the Damon Arnett's of the world, the Jonathan Abrams of the world. We went out and got one of the best players in the draft. You can't lose. He said, I love it. The Glazinator. There we go, man. Salute to Yeah, and John Beck, it's facts, man. It's facts. It's facts. You can't really hug. Name another potentially stronger 2 tight end set currently in the NFL. I'll wait. Yeah, man, it's very, very tough to identify that. It is. I think that, our guys are young. They still have a lot to prove. Don't get me wrong. And there is some teams that have, two really good tight ends. Don't get me wrong. But I don't see in 2 or 3 years, this can be literally 2 of the best players at their position. Maybe even this year, because I think Brock Bowers is going to be one of those guys in year 1 that's going to be phenomenal. You know what I mean? Michael Mayer was still trying to put it all together in year 1. In year 2, he's going to be a lot better. So, this is going to be a very, very, very tough 2 tight end set for these defense to defend. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. But there are some teams out there that do have, some nice time. I hate to say it, but the Kansas City Chiefs still have Kelsey, and they went and got a guy out of TCU that I like a lot, one of the better blocking tight ends in the draft. And then you can go to Buffalo and you can look at, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, one of my favorite tight ends out of the draft last year out of Utah. That can be one of those rooms here soon in another year or 2. Last year, they were still trying to figure it all out there in Buffalo. You know what I mean? But that may be the best tight end room at this point right now. We still have some things to prove, Hug. I think in a year, down the line, we could say we have the best tight end room, but I would probably go Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid right now. But I think we're going to be right there. We're definitely going to be right there. We'll just say we have a top 3 tight end room because you have to add in the likes of a Harrison Bryant. You know what I mean? Cole Fotheringham. We still got Zach Gentry, on this roster as well. You know what I mean? So I just love our tight end room as a whole. We have some great talent at the tight end position. Let me see. He said I was going to say Kincaid and Knox, but didn't want to steal your thunder. It's all good, man. It's all good. Salute to Raider Rudy, my dog in the building, man. Bowers and Mayer scoring 5 to 7 touchdowns each. I love it. I love it. I'm hoping and praying, man, that it happens, man. Definitely. Definitely. Let me see. Yeah, Torque. And that's another nice duo. We cannot forget about Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, a kid that I wanted to draft in that draft coming out of Central Florida, I believe. Hey, man, Isaiah Likely is one of them ones. He is one of them ones. And even when Mark Andrews went down with that injury, Isaiah Likely stepped up. You know what I mean? That I like that duo as well. So you could say top 3. You can put Baltimore, Buffalo, us. You know what I mean? But that is another nice duo, Torque, out there in Baltimore. This is facts. Yeah, man. Richard, when's the last time that we could say we have depth all over the place? Safety room, depth. We added some linebacker help. You know what I mean? Depth. Tommy Eichenberg, a guy that AP said today, green dot, you guys. Green dot. Fits the billing. I don't know if you've seen his signing picture. He looks like an absolute serial killer. That's what I want my linebacker to look like. That dude looked like he has caught about 90 bodies in his lifetime, and he's gotten away with every one of them. Looks like an absolute serial killer, but green dot. That's what he said about Tommy Eichenberg. Green dot. You love to see it. You know what I mean? So depth in the linebacker room. I want to see what Amari Burney looks like in year 2. Our former 6th-round pick out of Florida. Then you look at our corner room now with all these UDFAs and Richardson and Devonshire, and then we're probably going to add another veteran here in a few weeks after June 1st in those cuts. I mean, we have a deep team, man. This been a long time since you could look at depth all across the board. The running back room, the wide receiver room, O-line, D-line. I love it, man. We have a slew of edge rushers, a slew of defensive tackles that can help in the run game and getting to the passer now in Christian Wilkins, and also another guy in Adam Butler that I think had about 5 sacks last year as well. Well, was it 5? It might have been 6.5, somewhere around there. So we have some depth here. Salute, man, all my people here in the building, man. They really don't want to run 12 personnel. Mr. Rogers, my guy, we have a great O-line, running game and defense. AOC will be successful with the quick release and low turnovers. Man, here's to hoping and praying that that's what happens, brother. But I definitely agree with you. I think this O-line is a force to be reckoned with. The run game is going to be phenomenal. I think Zeus is going to be way, way better this upcoming season, getting a ton more reps. You already know Zeus is one of them running backs that needs more reps to get going. You know what I mean? He struggled early, you guys, because he wasn't on the field a lot. It was Josh Jacobs' job. This year with him getting a shit ton more reps, I'm seeing him turn the corner. I could see Zeus having a 1,100 yards on the ground, 1,200 yards on the ground this upcoming season. I can definitely see it. And you're right, man. The defense is next level at this point, man. You know what I mean? I think right now you add another veteran corner in the mix at some point here in the next few weeks, and I think that we're good to go for week 1. Salute to my guy, Mr. Rogers. And you're right. Quick release, get rid of the football. I think Getsy's going to play to Aiden O'Connell's strengths and make sure that he limits those turnovers and like he did at the end of the season last year. You know what I mean? Salute to Mr. Rogers. Salute to S. My guy in the building as well. Graphk, who do you think is the better run blocking tight end on film? Twin Towers, Harrison, Gentry, Brock, and Mike. Man, that's a really good question, man. I think Harrison Bryant was brought in S. to be that blocking tight end. You know what I mean? But, man, Michael Mayer started to get it together last year. You know what I mean? In the tail end of the season, he started to block a lot more. I know he struggled at the beginning of the season. But you know what, man? I like Gentry as well, big body guy. Cole Fotheringham as well, man. He can block. I'm going with Brock, man. I'm going with Brock Bowers. The kid is just great at everything. Great at everything, man. I watched him absolutely dominate, opposing, defensive linemen and all that in the SEC playing at Georgia. Go back and look at his tape. He absolutely just cooked. You know what I mean? So if I have to go off the film that I've watched at this point, I'm going with Brock Bowers. But some of Michael Mayer's tape, though, if you watch it from Notre Dame, he was a better blocker at the collegiate level, and rightfully so, right? It's a different game at the NFL level, but he started to show signs of that last year. I'm going to go Brock. I'm going to go Brock Bowers. I think that he just does everything phenomenal. You know what I mean? But I will say that they all can block fairly well. I think Harrison Bryant was that guy that was brought in to help in the blocking game. Not a lot less, in the passing game. He's not one of those guys that's going to go out there and put up 700 yards for you and a shit ton of touchdowns. You know what I mean? So that's where I would go. I go with Brock. I think that he's just an alien. He's an alien. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to the Mokes. What's more likely, 1,000 yards running back or 1,000 yards wide receiver? What do you mean, DeMokes? What do you mean, brother? Because I mean, you can almost bet that we're gonna have one that has each. You know what I mean? At least Devontae's gonna have over 1,000 yards in the air. And I'm assuming with all the reps now that Zeus gets, I mean, he had 400, 500 yards last year in like those last 4 games. If he would have played the entire season, he could have had damn near 2,000 yards on the ground. You know what I mean? So I think we have both. You know what I mean? Zeus is going to run for over 1,000 this year, barring any health injuries or anything like that. I think Devontae is going to have over a band. And then, our other guys, I think Gallup's going to, eat a little bit. I think Brock Bowers is going to eat. Michael Mayer is going to eat. But I think we have Devontae. He's going to be our 1,000-yard guy this year. But I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked, DeMokes, if Jacoby has a career year this year. AO really likes him a lot. Aiden likes him a lot. They kind of built a rapport last season. I think the most he's had up to this point is like a little bit over 800 yards receiving. I think that's like his career high. I could see him going for 1,000 this year. I could see this being like an Amari and Michael Crabtree, 1,000 yards type season. I would love to see that. I could see Jacoby Myers going out there and putting up a band and having a career year this year. You know what I mean? Aiden and him have that rapport, and then Devontae is just Devontae. He's just phenomenal. He can put up 1,000 in his sleep. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Brock and Zeus look like Greek gods. factory, man. Yeah, I can't wait, Alzado. He's going to absolutely just destroy shit. Facts. Let me see. I believe if we put all 4 of them out there, we would run the ball as the biggest bully on the planet. That would be crazy, huh, S-Dot? Put all those guys out there? That'd be crazy. Torque says, Graphk, if you had to predict, when do you think AP names a starter at quarterback? Earlier so that the offense can build chemistry, or does it go deep into the preseason? I think it comes down to the wire, Torque. I think it comes down to the wire. I think it goes all the way to week 1, actually. I don't think that they name the starter until they have to. I think it's going to be a last-minute type situation. You know what I mean? Unless just Aiden goes out there and absolutely dominates, or Gardner Minshew goes out there and just absolutely looks like the better quarterback, then, I mean, it's clear, you know, you name your guy. But if it's a battle and it comes down to the wire, I think it's going to be a last-minute situation. You know, you sometimes you got to hold your cards close to your chest, man, so, you know, your opposition doesn't know what you got going on. I definitely think that this is going to be a last-minute type situation. And, man, I try to tell people, bro. I try to tell people. You know, I seen Chiefs fans trying to stand up for him. It was only 1 drop. No, it wasn't. Multiple. Xavier Worthy's already out there dropping balls out there in Kansas City, you guys. And you love to see it. Nothing like watching a shit ton of speed out there in Kansas City that can't catch the football. You love to see it, man. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I definitely appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Salute to the 700 plus people here in the building. Whether you're watching on Twitter or YouTube, just want to tell you guys I appreciate you guys as always. But hit them thumbs up, man. Help us stay in the algorithm. This is the time, you guys, where it's going to start getting a little slow. You know, we don't want to fall out the algorithm in YouTube, man. So I just ask, if you can, it's free. Hit them thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps what we do over here. Who are your 3 favorite UDFAs to make the 53-man roster? We talked about this the other day, and I'll bring up the list for you. But I have my specific guys. Hold on real quick. I don't want to look at that. So going across these names, the Carter Bradleys, Clark Barrington, Andrew Coker, Jeff Foreman, Tamari Fox, TJ Franklin, Amari Gaynor, DeMarcus Governor, Trick Griffin, Jake Johanning, Ramel Keaton, Will Putnam, Phelan Sanford, Noah Shannon, Jaquan Shepard, Ron Stone, and Rashad Williams. If you had to pick 3 of these guys, I'd go me personally, I'm going to go with offensive lineman out of Furman, guard Jake Johanning. I think he has the best chance of making this 53-man roster, even though maybe he'll be on the practice squad. I'm assuming he will be, because this offensive line has gotten pretty deep through the draft and free agency. Also, I think Jaquan Shepard, I think he may make the 53-man roster. I just love his game. Watching some of his tape at Maryland, I think he could do it all. There was a reason we had a top 30 visit with him. He fell as a UDFA, and he's one of our guys. Came in immediately. And keep an eye on another guy, Amari Gaynor, a defensive end, technically an outside linebacker, played at Florida State, transferred to North Carolina. Keep an eye on Amari Gaynor. He kind of brings something to this roster that we really don't have. You know what I mean? A guy that, you know, he could add some extra help in the run game and in coverage. So those would be the 3 guys I would go with. Jake Johanning out of Furman, Jaquan Shepard, corner out of Maryland, and I go with Amari Gaynor out of North Carolina. Those would be the 3 guys that I would pick. Let me see. Martin, I appreciate you, brother. That means a lot to me, man. Salute to the Moke. If you can choose week 1 at KC or week 1 versus New Orleans, give me the Chiefs, man. Give me the Chiefs. I want to start the season off with the gold standard. I want to go out there and beat the champs in Kansas City on Thursday night. So New Orleans means nothing to me. I understand the Derek Carr, situation and blah, blah, blah. But give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs week 1. I would love that. And then, we get some extra time to get ready for week 2. I just love, the opportunity to play early so we can have a few extra days of rest in practice to get ready for week 2. So I'm going with the Chiefs. I want to set this season off with a bang. If we can go out to Kansas City and beat them in KC week 1, hey man, you set the standard, you set the bar this high. Thank you, Ron. That means a lot to me, brother. I appreciate you, man. Graphk, you the man. Slick content. Can always enjoy your vids. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Let me see. Salute, salute, salute. You said this shit might be leather. DC, I agree. I agree. You never know, man. It's a crapshoot every year. You never know. Some teams fall off. Some teams get better. You know what I mean? Some teams kind of stay where they are. You just never know. We see crazier things happen year in and year out. You know what I mean? I always go back to that year when the Niners drafted at the 2 spot. They were the second worst team in the league. I think they were like 2-14 or some shit, or like 3-13 or some wild shit. You know, they go through the draft, they go through free agency, and they end up winning being the NFC champions. You know what I mean? Look at Miami. They turned that thing around as well. So, you know, we see it year in and year out. We see it year in and year out. I wouldn't put it past us. But at the end of the day, man, look, winning the division is tough when you have, you know, a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, when you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you know, in your division, man. At the end of the day, would I love to win our division? Definitely. But, man, look, I just want to win some football games. Let's go out there and win some games, and let's just get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? If that's winning our division, phenomenal. I would love it. But, you know, I'm going to bring the expectations down a little bit. You know what I mean? When you're playing against the likes of Andy Reid, there's a reason why these guys have won 3 championships. Yeah, I had to go get fresh on him, man. I had to go get clean on him today. I was looking crazy. I went back and watched that show I did with Paul last night. I was like, man, my beard looked absolutely disgusting, man. So I had to get it cleaned up today. Salute to AC, my guy in the building. Yo, Graphk, your show with superstar Agent Paul was fire, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys didn't get an opportunity to, man, go back and check out the show I did with Paul last night, man. You know, phenomenal work from our brother Paulie D, man. Let me see. Get a few more questions in, you guys, before I get out of here. Ron says, Graphk, with all this depth and good depth, I can see our preseason games being lit. Yeah, man. Why not? I mean, bro, there's going to be a shit ton of competition. Think about it like this. When your depth pieces are really, really good and they're out there fighting for spots, can only imagine, man. You can only imagine what we're going to look like out there, you know what I mean, in preseason. There's going to be battles all over the place. You know what I mean? I'm really excited to see what this defense looks like. I'm really excited to go watch preseason and look at what Amari Burney looks like. I want to see what, you know, what Young looks like in year 2. You know, defensive end / defensive tackle, you know, out of Alabama. I want to see what he looks like in year 2 as well. Chris Smith, I'm excited to see what he looks like in preseason. Anthony Brown, you know, what is he bringing to this equation? You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited, man. There's definitely going to be a shit ton of talent out there during preseason, man, and I'm excited to see who makes this roster. Now, I'll tell you right now, whoever does, they earn that shit, because there's a shit ton of talent across this whole roster, man. Cameron, look, brother, all I can say is at this point, I don't know what to expect from Getsy. I love what we did on the offensive side of the football, upgrading the offensive line, upgrading the wide receiver room, upgrading the running back room, upgrading the tight end room. I think that all the weapons at his disposal, there's no excuse for Getsy not to get it done. And more importantly, you have a guy that can run the system that you traditionally run more, right? You have a pocket, more of a pocket guy, Nathan O'Connell, or you have a guy like Gardner Minshew that can use his legs, but is more of a pocket guy. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have a guy that's just going to run first. You don't have a Justin Fields anymore. You know, he's used to, you know, Justin Fields these past 2 seasons in Chicago, going back to his days in Green Bay, a guy like Aaron Rodgers that is a pocket guy but can use his legs and get out the pocket as well. It's going to be interesting to see what this offense looks like, you know, with the likes of a Devontae Adams, where they had a shit ton of success together in Green Bay, in these 2 tight ends and Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, and then the run game and all that other good stuff. Getsy has no excuses. I just don't know what it's going to look like at this point. I know Tay is excited that Luke Getsy's in the building. I know that AP has been praising him as well. So, you know, hey, man, I'm excited to see what Getsy brings to the table. But, you know, watching the last 2 seasons and how that offense ran in Chicago, there's a lot to be desired. You know what I'm saying? And it's because, Justin Fields can throw the football the way Getsy wanted him to. He was a run-first guy. They had a great ground game. I think 2 years ago they had the number 1 run game in the league, I believe. Last year they had the number 2 run game in the league, and a lot of it was because of Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? But to answer, I don't know yet. You know what I mean? Like, my confidence level is like right here. It can go either up here or it can go all the way down here. Just it's a wait and see approach with me when it comes to Luke Getsy. What was your favorite Raiders game to watch? My favorite games from was 09, Raiders, Steelers, and 16, Raiders and Bucks. I mean, I can go back so many games to Mokes. You know what I mean? I've been a fan since the mid-'80s. You know what I mean? But a few of them that stand out, that 2016 year was special. The Tampa Bay game was definitely fun. The overtime, Seth touchdown from DC. That was a phenomenal game. That year, too, the Baltimore game was fun to watch. The Raiders and Chiefs game, I believe it was a Thursday night game. I went to when time expired and Crabtree caught the ball in the end zone, and we scored to win the game as time expired. Remember, the penalties just kept piling up as time expired. I was at that game. You know what I mean? I think that may be one of my favorite games to watch. I like to go back to the COVID era. The DC throw to Henry Ruggs. As we beat the Jets, that was a great one to go back to. That play was insane. The Raiders and Chiefs also, our first win, I think we were 0-10, and the Chiefs were somewhere, middle of the pack team, I believe. No, they were pretty good that year. I think they had Alex Smith at the quarterback position when we beat them. When Mac. Who was it? I believe it was Mac and I forgot who the hell it was. And Justin Tuck had to go grab him up by both of their shit. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all celebrating and shit. You know what I mean? That was one of my favorite games to watch as well. I believe it was a Thursday night game also against the Chiefs when we were 0-10. We finally won our first game with Derek Carr as a quarterback. That was a fun game to watch also. But I have a shit ton of games. I can go back to Bo Jackson, the Seattle game, running into the locker room. This shit ton of Marcus Allen games. There's so many Napoleon Kaufman games. You know what? I'll pick one right now to Mokes, and I'll end this conversation. The AFC Championship game when we beat the Tennessee Titans, when we beat the shit out of them to get into the Super Bowl, where we lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But we beat the dog shit out of the Tennessee Titans at our place in the AFC Championship. That's my favorite game to go back to. Because that was the most meaningful win that we've had since 83, 84. And that was C.O. Moore. Shadow, yes. It was C.O. Moore and Mac back there gigging together and shit. But I'm going to go with the AFC Championship game. That's easily my favorite game because that was the most meaningful game I've watched my team win. I was only 4 or 5 days old when we won our last Super Bowl against the Redskins in 84. Let me see. Salute to everybody. I'm definitely old, man. I'm 40, man. I like that, Chris. I remember that game too. Lou Murph. Salute to my guy, Lou Murph. I got to get him back on the show. That's my fucking dog right there, man. Y'all want to get Lou Murph back on the show? That's my guy, man. I know he's over there doing his podcast and doing big things in his personal life. I got to hit my guy, Lou Murph, and get him back on the show. That is my dude. But yeah, you guys, what do you feel? How do you feel about these pressers today? It's not a lot of Raider news out there right now, but it was fun to watch, our guys, our young kids go up to the podium, talk. Brock Bowers does not talk a lot at all. He's a straight football dude. Just put me out there and let me play, coach. JPJ is more of a fan. He's going to be a fan favorite, you guys. He's going to be a fan favorite. He's going to be someone that the nation's going to fall in love with from day one. And it was good to see DJ up there too, talking a little bit. He has his voice. He sounds like a fucking superhero. DJ sounds like a real superhero. The way he was talking, I'm like, holy shit. You know what I mean? And then AP, man, I don't think there's any presser that you ever hear from AP where you're not just ready to just jump through a fucking window for him, run through a wall for him. So it was good to see some of our guys talking today. I'm excited to see moving forward the rooks out there getting a shit ton of reps. You know what I mean? And seeing, you know, their development as it goes. I love what AP said. He said, you know, it's kindergarten pretty much. It's elementary school, first day of elementary school. You know what I mean, with these kids. You know, it's back to the basics. You know, teaching these guys how to be Raiders, the culture, you know, of what we have as Raiders. You know, I just love the approach that all these guys are taking, man. It's a great time to be a Raider fan. The energy around this team is absolutely insane. And I'm fucking excited, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. Yeah, Cowtown, bro. Look, jump out a window, run through a wall, jump out the car and on a freeway, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped. You know what I mean? But yo, with that being said, you guys, let me get up out of here. I'm gonna go get my sons. Appreciate you guys as always. Love you guys. PlanetRaiders.com. Go to OakLosVegas.com. Get you some drip. Thank you to all the new members in the building as well, all the non-members. Also, you guys, Wasted should be live here in the next few hours as well. He's going to give his take on the presser also. So if you guys can go over there and check out our brother, Wasted Talent also. We will be back soon. I think I'm going to be leaving town this weekend. I'm going to have some fun, get my wife and kids out of town, man, for a few days and enjoy Mother's Day with my beautiful wife and my kids. So with that being said, may not be back until Monday. You guys have a phenomenal, blessed weekend. To all the mothers in the comment section, happy Mother's Day. To all the all the dads out there in the comment section, please let all the mothers, all the wives know that we send our love and respect and happy Mother's Day, man. As always, love you guys, appreciate you guys. I'm out. One.